Did you know that there are only 11 shirts of these in the world? And you have seen one just now. You're welcome. Let's get started. Hi everyone, welcome to a new thing that I'm going to try. I'm going to discuss music albums of One Eyed Doll for this year at least. The first album that I'm going to start, that this video is going to be about, is Hole. Hole is an album that was brought out on January 1st, 2007, and it's the first album of One Eyed Doll. Well, this is the front as you can see, and if you open it, this is what you will see over here, and the CD itself, and the back. What I'm going to do in this video is go through every song very shortly with some facts that I have uncovered via research and also what I think the song means, if I like the song or not. Feel free to leave down in the comments what you think of the song and any facts that I haven't uncovered yet, because I'll probably won't know everything. So I invite you guys to join me on this adventure and share your thoughts and your facts. Also today we have a little friendly co-host, Herbie and I. Oh, wait a minute. Herbie and I are going to do this music discussion, album discussion, whatever you want to call it. And Herbie can also be found on Kimberly's web shop, Kimberly's Magical Charms. So you should definitely check that site out. The first song on the album is Suicidal Serenade, and Suicidal Serenade starts with a rendition of the national anthem of the USA, which fits the song to a T because it is about America and it's a very patriotic song, but in the negative way. Because what this song tells you is it's all happy, happy, happy America, but not really. Because then she goes on to sing about we the people falling in mass to our graves, drink the poison. And these kind of verses tell that America isn't that great because the people just follow blindly what the government tells them to, and it's bad things happen as a result of that. And also the kids get taught that the government is good and that they should follow along. So generation on generation on generation falls for the same BS. Black Forest shows us a little part of history from Kimberly, because Black Forest is the name of a club where Kimberly used to perform her acoustic songs before she started a band, which was Ghetto Princess, which later evolved into One Eyed Doll. So Black Forest was a club that she really liked playing at, and she wrote a song for it. The song also tells that she doesn't need like drugs or alcohol to feel happy. She feels happy when she plays at the Black Forest. Scapegoat is one of those songs that I heard for the first time and immediately fell in love with One Eyed Doll. The song tells about the I person that is described in the song. The I, the me, is leaving this person because this person, whether it's boy or girl, probably a boy, but I can't know for sure, but this person abused her in either a physical or a mental way. Probably a mental way, what I get out of the song. But she is taking matters in her own hands. She is leaving this person because she is fed up with all the abuse. This person vents out his anger toward her. But not anger like he is angry at her, but just frustration of life. He is venting that out on her. And she realizes that she is better than that, and that's why she is leaving that guy, because it's not fair for him to vent his anger out on her. Master is a very, very creepy song in every sense of the word. I personally have a very hard time listening to it. I don't like listening to it. Either way, it's a good song, but it just gives me the chills. Master is probably about a period of time in Kimberly's life where she was in a mental hospital, an asylum, whatever you want to call it. This song tells about this dominant person, that is probably a doctor in this case, that is telling her to do all these things while she is sinking away into madness. He is telling her to take the antidepressant pills and that kind of thing. And I think the master person changes halfway through the song, because then it's about take out the pistol, blow me away. I think then the master person is a voice in her head that is telling her to kill herself because she is slipping away and she can't take it anymore. Either way, this is a song that you really need to sit down for and listen to it the whole way, and not like in a car just on the background. This is a song that will really shake you to the core. Meth Monster is a song about meth, which is a drug, and how meth turns people into monsters. It first describes what people feel when they take meth. They feel like they're god of the world and they can see all supernatural things with their third eye. They feel like there's a firecracker inside of their belly that explodes. They just feel great. But the other side of meth is that they do things, or want to do things, they think about doing things like burn the house, rape the girl, hate your mother, hate the world. And those are bad things. Hoochie Mama is a song that describes how guys want to get with Kimberly. She is telling them that no, she ain't no Hoochie Mama and she doesn't want that. And she says that yes, I look good, but I look good because I want to look good, not because I want to attract the likes of you. And she is also telling that they are trying to impress her, but she is not falling for that because she is smarter than that. Go Kimberly! Nudie Bar is a very quick and upbeat song. They use this song a lot in their shows, and Kimberly tells the story of the song during those shows, although in a kind of comical way. It's about she having a boyfriend, but that boyfriend is going to the nudie bar. And because of that, she feels like very sad and alone and ugly, and you can imagine what that feels like. And then she goes on in her mind what she wants to do to that nudie bar to get him back, or maybe not even get him back, but just get revenge for what he is doing to her. She wants to burn the entire nudie bar to the ground. During the show, she says that first she thinks that, and then she actually does that and ends up in prison. And that's also what the song says, but I think that is just more part of her imagination. That if she would do that, she would end up in prison and find somebody else. But maybe she did? Tara is the name of an actual girl that existed. It was a girl with a terminal illness, and she was rumored to be a fan of Kimberly. And Kimberly wanted to go meet her, but unfortunately, she had already died before Kimberly could meet her. The instrumentals are very heavy in this song, which shows the sadness that Kimberly felt upon not being able to meet this girl. Committed is another song that describes Kimberly being in a mental institution. She ended up there after her high school boyfriend had committed suicide, and she went a little crazy, so as people called it. So she ended up in the mental institution, and this song perfectly describes what is going on there, and what is going on there is absolutely nuts. Committed is actually a very popular song. They play it at every show they play. It has also a lot of different versions, and there's even a music video for it. The song already describes how awful the mental institution was, but the video shows it off even better, in my opinion. It's also very symbolic. It isn't like very directly. At some points it is, but at some points it's like more like symbolism, which is beautiful. The chorus also describes how she despises the way the mental institution is handling her and all the patients in it, because she is saying that she is a person, but they're not acting like she is a person, and she really resents that. And she also says that they can do to her whatever they want, but she won't die down. She will remain who she is. Suicidal Again is a song that doesn't have many lyrics, but it doesn't need to, because it really speaks for itself. It's about feeling suicidal, and that she ends up feeling suicidal again and again. It keeps coming back. She can feel happy, but after a while, something can happen that will drag her down again. The instruments in this song are simply magnificent. I love My Little Bus, a very short song that also fits the meaning of the song. There are a lot of things that fit the meaning of the song. First, the lyrics, obviously, but also that the music is like very hasty, very bumpy, and the bus was rumored not to be very sturdy, so that fits like a T. Also, the song ends very abruptly, like they slam down the brakes kind of thing, which is also very fitting. It goes on to tell that the bus is a very special bus, and that is because Kimberly has lived in a school bus. Because she was broke, she didn't have a roof above her head, so she found a bus that she lived in for quite a while. So it's a very special bus to her, and she says that you know that I won't cuss, and that basically says that she is happy to have a roof above her head at all. Even though the bus is very short, she has to wear a helmet to make sure she doesn't bump her head. But she is happy nonetheless to be in that bus, to have a place to live. Whole. Whole is one of the longer songs. It is the longest song of the whole album, and the album is called Whole. So I want to take some time to really dig into this one. At first, it's a song about the loss of someone that she loves. It probably is a loved one in the sense of like a boyfriend. She says that his blue eyes have been gouged from her soul. He is gone, and she is grieving because of that. There's also a bridge part that is the most interesting to talk about because she mentions pills and razors, which is probably like her taking some kind of antidepressants or maybe cutting herself to make the pain go numb, to make the pain go away. But she also says that she can't because she loved him so much that nothing will can take that away from her. The reason that she is still living on despite the pain is in the Greek sentence Zoe mo sasegapo. And I researched that a little. One idol themselves mentioned that it literally means my life, I love thee. And this sentence is a sentence that is constantly repeated throughout a poem that was written by Lord Byron. And this was an English poet that has also lived in Greece for some time. So if you want to learn more about what Zoemos Agapo would mean, you can read that poem. But Zoemos Agapo is also what the entire chorus exists out of. And my life, I love thee, is that even though she feels this pain from the loss of this guy, she still wants to live on because she loves her life. She realizes that her life is the most important thing. Despite all the pain and despite all the grief, she still wants to live on because her life is more important than anything else. Recipe for Success is a song that I have a hard time figuring out the deeper meaning of. But what I can see at first glance, it's about cannibalism. It's a wife and a husband that are talking to each other about what they're going to eat tonight, and the wife describes how she makes the food, and it gets creepier and creepier the more the song continues. Recipe for Success is also a very popular song to play at their shows. Just the song itself is like 4 minutes, but they can drag that song out until like 10, 11 minutes because they do so much like acting. I don't know how to say it, but they make an entire story around it and they get people on stage, and it's a real sight to behold. Wheels on the Bus is a play on several things. First, the most obvious one, Wheels on the Bus is a nursery rhyme that is very famous. And the song actually kind of sounds like Wheels on the Bus, but this version is like the creepy version of Wheels on the Bus. Also, there is a part in the song that comes back a few times and that goes a tisket, a tasket, which is also like a nursery rhyme. It's like a poem kind of thing for kids. But this song is definitely not for kids because it is about the bus driver being annoyed at the kids in the bus and getting so annoyed that they keep singing the a tisket, a tasket kind of thing and singing these nursery rhymes that he actually ends up killing them. And I think that is a very happy note to end on because Wheels on the Bus is the last song of Hole. I really like Hole. I really like Hole. It's a very precious album that is like their oldest album and it's really something. It's really something. So let me know in the comments what you think of Hole and what you think of the songs of Hole. And if you know some more facts that I don't, because I obviously don't know everything, then please let me know because I like learning things. I like having as much information as I can. And also the thoughts that I shared on the songs is just my interpretation of things. So it can be not right. It can be wrong. And feel free to share what you think the song means or what the song means to you personally. I would love to read that. But that's it. I hope that you like this little new project that I'm going to start up. You'll see more of this maybe this week, and also this entire year I will be doing things like this. So, but that does it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.